Phantom and Flesh. This is Laura del Pino, a young professor at Michael Graves College School of Public Architecture. This is an excerpt of my essay inside the latest number of the collection of texts about architecture journal called The Devil. It looks like wood, but it feels cold to the touch. What seemed like a traditional wooden column in a Chinese temple is in fact a panel-cladded replica with a concrete interior. The illusion is seamless and seamless until the senses betray the eye. The double becomes a precise imitation that maintains the image of authenticity while concealing its true nature behind the surface. In a country where duplicates are not just accepted but encouraged, architecture has evolved into a digital mirror of its raw form. Buildings are no longer singular coherent objects, but layered constructs, where material and finishes are substituted by more standardized, cost effective versions of themselves. The result is an uncanny sense of disorientation, a space where reality and imitation blend so completely that distinction becomes irrelevant. China's architecture manifests through layering. Like a digital model, layers are stacked and sometimes reshuffled, and only the joints reveal the true nature. A temple column, once carved by hand, now emerges through a process of digital fabrication and industrial assembly, its essence fragmented and patched. This superposition of layers is an echo of the digital version of the project. The built world becomes a materialized rendering, an architectural doppelganger of what was imagined. In this space of shifting identities, the boundary between the original and its copy dissolves because the objective is not the experience of the space itself, but its reproduction in social media, the copy of the shadow. This condition, however, is not simply a matter of construction technique or aesthetic deception. It reveals a deeper cultural and theoretical question. How should we understand authenticity in a context where the copy is not necessarily seen as inferior to the original? Western thought has often treated imitation with suspicion, from Walter Benjamin's concern with the loss of aura to Jean Baudrillard's account of simulacra. The copy is frequently understood as a sign of absence, distance, or the collapse of the real. Yet the Chinese context complicates this reading. Through the lens of Shanchai, copying may also be understood as a process of translation, adaptation, and renewal, rather than mere falsification. What is at stake then is not only whether these buildings are authentic, but whether authenticity itself remains a stable category. In these spaces, authenticity is no longer guaranteed by the original material's singular authorship or historical continuity. Instead, it is produced through perception, cultural recognition, and social performance. Phantoms and Flesh ultimately argues that the copy is no longer peripheral to art